Hello, I am live. Wow, it has been a really long time since I have gone live, and it is 8:15 in the evening, so I have no idea who might be available right now to chat, but I'm going to go ahead and make this video because I know some people out there in virtual teacher land. There's someone who wants to know what is going on my channel, in my world. So here we go. It's December what, 2nd, and I have some knitting with me here today. So I do have some updates on teaching. I am not teaching for VIP Kid anymore. Hello, Jason. And it's really sad. I did sign my contract, but I'm not doing anything with them right now. They said they'd give me $13 for signing up, so I said, "Why not?" Right? So, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with them. Right now, it's just on the back burner, and so I have VIP Kid, Go-Go Kid. That one was gone in, like, a heartbeat. It was like, one night, they closed up, and we woke up, and that was it. That was kind of a bummer. I liked making videos for them. That was a challenge. 12. I have 12. Every 20 stitches, I have to increase on this one. So I will be counting and talking at the same time. So I am teaching for Outschool. So I am teaching online for Outschool, but it's very minimal right now. I have one piano student. I have a knitting class, and I also have a little math class for right now. I only have one student in that class, but it's okay. I have a lot going on right now. 12, 14, 16, 17, 18. I wanted to talk to you about my knitting class. So knitting was something that I had kind of signed on to Outschool. I thought I would really like to teach knitting. And then I realized that teaching knitting online is not that easy. I got my one low review. I can't remember what it was, like a 2-star or something way at the beginning because I was trying to teach the student, and sometimes, as teachers, we do try to show different ways of doing something. Maybe one of them will stick, one of them will be just the thing that that kid responds to. And I was teaching knitting and I tried, straight on like this. Then I had my camera set up beside me and I tried doing it like this with my hands like this. And then I'm like, well, it's kind of backwards for kids. So then I went like this and I'm trying to show him all these different ways. Well, the mother misinterpreted that as like that I didn't know what I was doing. So she gave me a bad review. So I was very sad about that. And it got me discouraged because it was one of my first classes. But I kept going with it and I just said, it's not that big a deal. It's not going to ruin my life or anything. If I can't teach knitting online, I won't teach knitting online. But there are lots and lots of knitting videos. There are people teaching knitting online and they get a lot of views. There must be a lot of people knitting in the world and they make some pretty amazing things. And so, hello, Kathy. Yes. And Kathy's one of my fellow knitters. How are you doing? Yeah. So this is what I'm making right now. And this is a poncho. It's kind of a hard one. I did not realize how hard it was gonna be when I I thought it was a simple little poncho, and this is the picture. So, yeah, it's kind of not the clearest picture, but it's kind of like a lacy pattern, and you start out with at the neck, and you do a ribbing at the top, and then you do this lacing pattern for like 12 rows. Then you do a few rows of this purling thing. Then you do this other 12 row of like it has like this little swirl in it. like a knit and then you purl like that. So I'm kind of getting used to the pattern now, but I did make some mistakes. You can see like a little hole right there, but I'm gonna just kind of fill that in. I don't know what I did there. You're probably a better knitter than I do. I don't know. It looks kind of like I dropped a stitch, but and so I'm kind of getting the hang of it now. I want to make two of them for my granddaughters, and I want to make one for myself. So yeah, I have a lot. I was really going with it, for a couple days there, and I kind of put it down for a while. But really, it's just knitting and purling, and then, right, like this row, you have to every 20 stitches, you have to add a stitch, so you purl front and back, and it's really just keeping track of the rows, that's the hard part. So but I have these knitting students that I got on, Outschool, and I cannot believe how amazing they are. They started knitting with me way back when I first started. This would probably be little about a year ago on a Saturday afternoon. And then Saturdays weren't working for me. And so I switched the day. Switched the day a few different times. And they have stuck with me the whole time, and I am this isn't really as easy as I thought to knit and do the live at the same time. But they are 2 sisters, and they are knitting like crazy. Every week, they show me things, and they don't even follow a pattern. Like, they know how to do patterns, but they like to make up their own things. So they make stuffed animals, they make hats, they make, like, they've made for their brothers and sisters, they've made sweaters, they've made a skirt, they made shorts. And they're right now they're making a bunch of hats, and they want to sell them or give them away, like, for babies that are born somewhere. I don't know where. But so they have big dreams. They're only, I think the older one, she might be like 10 and 8, something like that. And they'd probably be mad at me if I don't remember their age, but so they are really amazing, and they are still knitting. They know how to knit, they know how to purl, they know how to like increase stitches and all that stuff. And they've done so much. And their dad thinks I'm an amazing teacher, but really it's that those kids are amazing kids. Like, they just knit. They are addicted to knitting, that is for sure. And sounds like they have a lot of talent in their family. They have one relative that does photography, singing. It sounds like they really love the arts. And so they're just amazing, really, really great. And so that's been a lot of fun. And I have like an open class. It's like an ongoing class. So people kind of come in, they might be with us for a few weeks, and then they go out. And so sometimes I've had a big class, sometimes I've had small classes. But these 2 are the ones that have stayed the longest. And we don't always make something together as a class, but we will like work. I try to teach them something new. Like, I taught them knitting, obviously, purling, and then I showed them a few different techniques. Like, you can do 2 skeins together at the same time, and you can, make a bulkier thing, maybe a hat or something like that. So I try to show them different techniques, and they can incorporate into their own little thing. We've also made some stuffed animals. I have a little mouse thing that we made. I don't see it in here right now. I usually have it right in this drawer. Oh, here it is. We made these one day. I got a whole book, and it's called Woodland Creatures. So you can make little tiny stuffed animals. So we made these together. We did do this together. But sometimes we get students that just come in and they don't really want to continue with us, but they'll knit with us for a week or two, and they just go on with, to something else. Some kids we've had come into the class, and they just are like, I guess I don't really want to knit. Because knitting is a little bit of a challenge. Getting that very first stitch is really a challenge. And so I've made a couple videos, I put them on my channel, and if I know somebody new is coming into my class, I send them the video so that they can watch the video ahead of time and kind of get a little bit of a head start. Because way back when I first started, trying to just make a slip knot was difficult. And so, the kids would get discouraged if it takes the entire 30 minutes just to make a slip knot. Then they're like, I think knitting's too hard for me. So I send them the video ahead of time to make the slip knot and maybe get started on the casting on. And so sometimes kids will get right into it and get going with it. It's just like real life with real people. Some people take to it, and other people just say, hey, it's not for me or not today. And I'll just tell the students, if you're not interested in continuing, you can go ahead and just come back when you're ready, and don't stress about it. But knitting is definitely, once you see someone who's a seasoned knitter, they're gonna be knitting right away and doing, things quickly. Maybe it looks like they're not thinking much about it, but it takes a lot of practice. And I know Kathy, who's here, she knows all about getting the practice and, getting your gauge. And so I just try to encourage the students to do the slip knot, cast on, and just knit a few rows so that you can be don't worry about really making something right away, but just do the knitting and then see what happens from there. And, my she's kind of determined to learn, but she's not quite getting it, and she's tried a few times, but I feel like if she just doesn't give up, she'll be fine. So that's one of my favorite things. And I think with knitting, you're not always going to find people that take to it and that are going to want to do it. So you have to accept that when they come into the class and they realize, it's not for me. You can't take it personally and you can't think, oh, there's something wrong with me. It's just some people just take to it and other people just they like it for the day and then that's it. But like on YouTube, there are a lot of people knitting. There are a lot of people knitting, and I really like to knit. And like I said, this project is kind of difficult. Anything you see with like a lace pattern is going to be a challenge. I did not realize this was as lacy. And then this middle row, I didn't realize I made a lot of mistakes on that middle row. It's supposed to look like this, like, with the lines like that. I almost wanna just say, that row right here is just straight knitting for a few rows. I really don't wanna put that part in there, but now that I know it, now that I understand the pattern, it's not gonna be as hard because 'cause I'll know when it's time to make that purl stitch because it's mostly knitting and then you purl, at a different spot in the rows. So I did make a lot of mistakes, but I don't think it's gonna be noticeable once it's all done. Maybe it will be when I make the other one that looks way better. I don't know. But that's what I'm working on. So I'm doing some knitting, doing some teaching, and just doing regular life. And I really do miss, our online classes. I miss the students. I miss that, the fun of the kids and the Chinese kids, and I do miss the teacher community. I miss all you guys. So thank you for watching this video. If you've gotten this far, I really appreciate it. And give it a thumbs up. And I will be making more videos as time comes along. I would like to show a video of my classes that I'm doing for out school and some techniques that I've done for teaching. So I have some ideas, and so I hope you stay tuned to watch on my channel. I try to put in one a week, and I have taken some time off because I've kind of tried to reevaluate what I'm going to put on this channel and not to make it too messy, but I've been watching a lot of videos. I've been watching a lot of declutter videos, craft videos, knitting videos, um, and I will, like, listen to videos while I'm going to school, like, I might put on something on YouTube and just listen to it while I'm driving, and if I see some of my friends that are doing videos, then I will go ahead and watch those as well. I also made some name tags. Are you guys making name tags for teaching, like a new style or anything? I do have a Cricut, one of those things that cuts things out. And I made our friend Meredith, she goes by Teacher Mary. I think it's gonna like switch on me. But I made Meredith some name tags she requested. So she just did Teacher Mary with some stars. And I have all kinds of colors if you're interested in any of that. These are iron-ons. So I have some iron-on vinyl, and I also have some stick-on vinyl. So that can be made like to stick on to anything. Like I made some brushes for my granddaughters and put their names on them. I mean, it might not be permanent unless you put something over the top of it. Some kind of maybe clear glue or, Mod Podge or something like that. So you can do anything and then you just kind of put something over it and will last longer. And I'm kind of looking at things to make with my Cricut. And I haven't done a ton with it, mostly just name tags for teachers. But I've been doing that and I'm kind of like watching videos on what to do next on that. And just basically teaching. And I teach math and I have quite a lot of students. And they're coming from different places, so it's like a private school, and kids come in with different backgrounds in their educational ability. So it's a little bit of a challenge, reaching the needs of every student. It's a lot different than one-on-one, trying to make sure that every student gets the instruction that they need, but then also teaching a class. So that is little bit of a challenge, but I do love it. I do love it so much, and the students are great, and I love the teachers that I work with, so it couldn't be any better right now. So things are going well, and I do miss all of my online teaching friends, and so we need to do an online. I think Casey did one recently, right? I did not watch that one where they met up and just kinda chit-chatted. That would be fun. I'd love to do that on this channel if anybody is interested. And I have also been meeting a lot of people in my state, which I have been going to meetups and just learning about different people and what's going on in their lives. And I kind of have been home a lot the last few years. So just getting out there in the community and, trying to learn about being a part of our community, which I've kind of neglected that. So I've had a good time with that as well. And so I've met a lot of interesting people this year. And that is that has been a highlight of my life as well. So I appreciate you guys for watching this channel. Thank you for watching this video. And if you have any questions for me, go ahead and post them. I have a few ideas for future videos. I would like to do some more knitting. If anybody's interested in, like a group knit chat online, that would be fun. Or if any kind of handcraft. I know that Evelyn does crocheting and I have a lot of knitting friends as well. That would be really fun. That's kind of what I was doing before VIP Kid showed up, is working on some online knitting things with a few friends of mine. And so maybe we'll go back to that. We'll see. But I also have some teaching fun to share with everyone as well. Maybe make some teaching videos. I'm not sure yet. Because those are challenging. I've watched a lot of videos about math, and you have to keep them moving or, it will not be interesting at all, right? So how to make a math video interesting and So anyway, all right. Well, thank you guys. I hope you have a great night. I hope that your December is going well. Hope it's starting off well. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.